3D NFTs are the future. There's no denying that. I mean, these things look good, and a lot of these projects have a ton of utility. So today I'm going to show you how to turn any picture of anybody into an actual 3D NFT using the help of AI and some free software. Let's get into it. So first things first, we actually need to type in Blender to Google. Make sure we get the right program here. So we're going to go to blender.org. And then we're going to click download Blender. And this is what's going to allow us to render our pictures that I'm going to show you later into NFTs that are 3D. So now that we've downloaded this, I'm going to take you step by step through how to install it. Okay, so now that we have Blender installed, we're actually going to need to open up Blender and install it on our computer. So we're going to accept the terms here. And then we're actually going to go click next, set the path, click install, allow it to make changes to our computer. And now that this is done, we're just going to click finish. So now that we have it installed, we're going to head over to Google Images, and you can make anybody an NFT. You can make yourself an NFT. You can make your dog an NFT. So just type in human on Google, and then you'll have all sorts of things, including this super weird car crash meme that I've been seeing everywhere. This guy is wild. He's already 3D though, so we don't have to worry about him. So basically, I'm going to use a photo of myself. You guys can use whatever photo of a human or an animal you want. Okay, so now that we have Blender installed, we actually just need something to turn into a 3D object. In my case, I'm gonna go to Google and I'm gonna type in man standing. So this man that's gonna be standing, we're gonna try and find one with an easy to cut out background, whatever you wanna do to turn it into a 3D image. So let's go with this lad. He looks pretty friendly. Nah, he's a little blurry. Let's go with this lad. He's not so blurry. So we're going to save this image as, we're going to download this image. Okay, you could do this with animals. You could do this with anybody. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to a website called remove.bg because we need to remove the background from this image in order to turn it into a 3D image. So we're going to select the one that we downloaded. We've got the one that we selected, and then we're going to click download. So now that we have our guy there, we can do that, and that's easy. Completely free website just to remove this background from this picture. Okay, so now that we have the background removed from the image, you're actually going to head over to this website on GitHub, which is basically a multi-level pixel-aligned implicit function for high-resolution 3D human digitization. So this is basically saying we're going to take this picture, any picture of a human we have, and we're going to turn this into an actual human digitization. So we're going to turn this into a digital file that we can then render as a 3D image. Don't worry, I'm going to have the link for you down in the description below. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here, and you're going to head to the collab part. Click collab. And this is going to be a Google Collab demo that will be able to let us access this demo for our own use and make this software our own. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click connect, and then we're going to connect this to a hosted runtime. And as you see, it's going to be connecting, initializing, and then connected. And it's going to give us our RAM and our disk space that's available. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to scroll down real quick so we can find the right place to run this code so we can actually model these 3D images. So you're going to go here, and you're going to click the play button here to get these going. It's not authored by Google, so then you're going to click run anyway, which is okay. And then you're going to click it for this one as well, the configure input data. Don't worry, you don't have to do any coding. All of this is done for you. Okay, so now that we have these little check marks, meaning this is all ready to go, you're going to head over to this little folder here, and you're going to click it, which opens it up. Then you're going to head over to content, and you're going to go to PIF-UHD. You're going to open that up, and then we're going to go to the sample images folder. And from here, this gets really easy. Then you're going to open up your downloads. So we just downloaded that photo with no background, and then you're going to drag that photo into the sample images folder and click OK. And now we have our image in this folder so that we can turn it into a 3D model. Okay, so now we actually need to rename our file here. So we're just going to right click on it and click rename file. Let's rename this test 22. So now that we have test 22, we want to make this really easy to remember, so don't name it anything complicated because you want to be able to input that in the code, plug and play later on. Okay, so now that we've got that in, we actually need to go down here to the import file box. And as you can see, okay, so now that we have our test 22 all set here, we're going to scroll down and we're going to find the file box for import OS. From there, you're going to head to the image path that says sample images test. And you're going to change this from test, which is targeting this one on the left here, to test 22. So you're just going to type in test 22. Easy. And then just click outside the box to get rid of that. So now that we have that, we're actually going to go to runtime, which is up here. We're going to click it, and then we're going to click run after. And then it's going to start populating. Please do keep in mind, if you get stuck at this phase, it's actually going to have something that says browse up here, and then you're going to upload the same image that you were using before. But when it's done running, it should look just like this. Don't worry about this little error thing. It's not really an error, just a little import error, but that's no big deal. We're going to keep trucking. So the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you close this folder, the content folder, open it back up, then open PIFUHD back up. And then it should have something that'll tell you it's done. So results. And then from there, you're going to go to PIFUHD final. And you're going to open this one up. And now you're going to open up Recon. And you're going to see both of the photos that we uploaded. So then we're going to take these and we're going to download both files. One's going to be a .obj file, as you can see below. And then you're going to download the other one, which is going to be a PNG file. Now you're going to want to close this because we don't need this anymore. We did our rendering. So now we're going to actually open up our 3D program to turn this into a 3D model, which is Blender. So double tap Blender. So we're going to click next, and then we're going to open up a new general file. As you see, the only thing we really have here is a cube, which you can move this around by pressing down the middle scroll bar on your mouse if you want to just get funky with it. But for now, we're actually just going to deactivate our cube by clicking this little eyeball. And then we're going to right click, and we're just going to delete this cube. So now we're going to head over to the File tab. We're going to click File, and we're going to click Import, and then we're going to go to the .obj, so the wavefront, and we are going to grab our file that we just downloaded. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to grab this one. Double click, and as we can see by zooming in, we've got a nice model of our brand new person, which is kind of cool, but we're going to actually make this look really, really good for our NFT. So what's crazy about this is this came from a 2D picture. It even made the back and the bottom of the feet and everything. This is all from a 2D picture. How cool is this? So the next thing we want to do is we want to make sure we select this guy. So to select this guy, all you need to do is go to the right side and click on this one time. Just left click on that one more time and go to object mode over here. So now that we're in edit mode, we're going to go to this corner right here, and you got to be really careful with this because you can mess it up. And you're going to click in between these and you're going to drag. And this is going to, see how it's already giving me issues, because you got to be really careful with this. We're going to open the image we used for this one. Go to downloads. And then just the basic image. Here we go. Looks good. And then we're going to click the green thing to line it up so that it's straight just with this. Everything is looking parallel. And then we're going to actually click on UV, and we're going to click Project from View. And it's going to pop up a little orange thing on the screen here. So now we need to match up this with this guy. So all we need to do is click Scale, and then it'll give us the tools to actually resize this with this lad right here. And then you're just going to adjust this accordingly so that it fits perfectly. Let's see. Oh. So it might take you a minute to get this right, and it's not going to be exact, but this is pretty much just good enough for all intents and purposes of what we're teaching here. So now that we're done with this, we're going to go ahead and click on the Layout tab, which is going to give us a more accurate representation of our model. So then we're going to go up to here, and we are going to find our shader editor. So now that we're here, we're going to go ahead and click Add, then Texture, and then we are going to click Image Texture, which will give us a brand new box, and line it up here. Then you're going to click this really tiny open button. We're going to select the image that we're using for this project. So this color box preview image. And you can hold Alt and scroll in to make these bigger. And then we're going to select color, and we're going to connect this with base color.
Texture on this guy.
We're in our layout tab, and we have our object mode. We have our color connected with our base color. All we need to do from there is head over to our texture paint tab, and as we can see, look at our boy. He's 3D modeled. He's looking good. He's got a little bit of issues. He's he got 2 faces, but he is pretty good modeled. He looks pretty good. So now we're on the part where we actually need to render. So we're gonna click this here, our viewport shading button, and this is gonna look 1,000 times more clear than it already is. As you can see, it's pretty much rendered in with a little bit of issues. Okay, so now that we have this done, we're actually gonna go ahead and click render image. So now we have our rendered image of this lad right here. Okay. And we're going to click save as. And then we're gonna save it as a PNG. With these default settings are fine. Let's just save this to our desktop real quick. And we'll name this practice guy. Okay, so we have practice guy saved. Then we're gonna exit out of all this. And we are gonna open up, if you want to add a background, then you can open up Photoshop, or you can open up Photopea, which I'll link in the description, which is basically the same thing with the same controls. So for all intents and purposes, I'm just gonna rock with Photoshop. We're gonna click open, go to desktop, and then practice guy. There he is, there's our practice guy. Then you can select and add a color to the background if you want. So like maybe I wanna do this light blue color. Add that to our background. Guy's looking slick. Pretty slick. I mean, not perfect, but pretty slick. And now that we have this ready to go, we're gonna click File, and click Export. We're gonna quick export this as in PNG here. Name this Practice Guy 2 because he's got the background. And now I'll show you how to actually upload your 3D NFT to the blockchain to get this thing sold. So we're gonna head over to OpenSea.io. So now you're gonna click Create. And you're gonna log in with your MetaMask wallet, which I'll also link in the description. It's a Chrome extension that you'll need. So log in with MetaMask. Add it to Chrome. And make sure when you sign up that you remember the key phrase, because there is one key phrase that will give you access, and you wanna make sure that you keep that phrase forever. So now that we have this, you guys are gonna click create a wallet, but me, I'm gonna click no, I already have a secret recovery phrase and import my wallet. So we're gonna log into MetaMask, we're gonna click next, we're gonna connect. We're gonna sign, give it our signature request, and then we're gonna click this. We're gonna go to our desktop, select Practice Guy 2. He's in there, there's our new NFT. So I don't know what we're gonna name him, but we're gonna name him YouTube 3D NFT Practice Guy. And you can give a little description. The famous Practice Guy from my 3D NFT tutorial. Oop, tutorial. Why is that word giving me so many issues? I know how to spell it. Okay. And then from there, we're going to select our blockchain. So the blockchain is really important, but I think that we are going to do Polygon. So that way there is no gas fee on if somebody happens to buy this. The rest of this can be left the same. And then we're going to click create. Please wait. Boom. I created YouTube 3D NFT Practice Guy. And yeah, now you can totally make a bunch of these and sell them for your collection. So that's how easy it is to make NFTs by just using AI and just practicing. So the more you practice, the better you can make these renders, watch some tutorials. That's all you need to do. From there, if you want to sell the NFT, just exit out of that box, click sell. And then you can just list it for whatever amount you want and whatever duration you want. I hope you guys enjoyed and got some value from this video. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button and consider subscribing for the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see some more NFT stuff, watch this video right here.